friends, in this video I'm gonna teach you how to make a realistic beach scenery using PCG volumes in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. First, I'm gonna create a new landscape. Okay, I'll just create a basic one, a small one. Create it. Uh, yeah. It has loaded, as you can see, and let's create a landscape and just set it to 0. Okay, and I'll create this landscape. Just a small landscape is necessary as of right now. Okay, nothing big, and I'll create this. Okay, now I will I will add the ocean. Okay, well this is quite big, so I'll shrink it down. This is a lot bigger than compared to our landscape. Yeah, this is enough, and I will delete that. Where is it? So I don't need that. This is enough as of right now. And as you can see, there's underwater component and I ran and the ocean. Okay, so the next thing which I'm going to do is click on this. Uh, go get into the water material. Okay, I'll just change the absorption. I'll just change the absorption value to something a little more whitish in color. Okay, so as you can see, the color has really dimmed, but now it looks really pale. So I'll also change the albedo value of the H-Lord water, which is far water texture, okay, to the same one as this this one, okay. I'll just it's completely white. Wait, yeah, I think okay, it's black right now. I think this should be fine. Still didn't change. Okay, no, now yeah, now it's a little bit better. And for the far water texture, let's get into the H slot and we'll just copy. Wait, it's a little buggy right now. Why am I not getting the watercolor? Just create something similar in this. Okay, yeah, this should be somewhat similar. Well, I don't know why it isn't changing, but yeah, well, let's continue. First, I'll save this map. I'll create a new folder called tutorial. Okay, and save it inside this. Okay. Next, act of action is we have to create a PCG component. Okay, for a PCG component, I'm gonna get into the tutorial folder. Is it? Yeah, and I'm gonna create a new tab called PCG. Okay, let's get into that. and create a PCG component, PCG graph. Okay. For PCG graph, you have to enable it in the plugins. So I've already done it in my previous video, so you can verify it over there. We'll create the empty graph. We'll name it PCG landscape, PCG beach. Okay, beach scene. Okay, we'll get in there. We'll create a landscape. We don't want to use spline. We'll just cover it over the entire landscape. Okay. Next, we'll create a which is surface sampler. Okay. We'll add a surface sampler. We'll debug it. Put it over here. Okay. As you can see, it is currently inside the bounds. Okay. We wanted to completely surround the entire map. Okay. So we'll give unbound. So it is able to completely cover the entire like spots in our map. Okay. Now the next part and the next thing is I will yeah, I will add a height. Okay, height blueprint. Okay, we'll just set density based on the height. Okay, blueprint, execute blueprint. I'll go over there, height to density. Okay, now after setting height to density, if I debug this, you can see the top part over there is white, like black. Okay, the bottom part is black, and the top part is white, and this part. Okay, this part is black because yeah, that part is slightly you know, like dipped in the middle. Okay, as you can see, it is slightly dipped in the middle, but I want it to be in the exact same plane. So I'll just use some landscape and I'll just sculpt a bit. Okay, now I'll just smoothen everything. No, there's no problem. In the later part of this video, I'll teach you how to make some variable noise mountain like structures over there. Okay. You'll learn it all in the later part of this video. And the next thing is, yeah, I've got all these points around the map. Okay, so the next thing is I will create another one surface sampler and duplicate this blueprint. Okay, just put it over here and set the bounds to around 75 and 75. Okay, this is because I want to have a rocky texture. Okay, a rocky texture over the entire bottom of the sea. Okay, and yeah, remove the I'll remove the like first we'll create the underwater part, and then later on this video we'll move to the over part. Okay, to the island part. Okay, now we'll do the underwater scenery. Okay, now we'll use the density filter and we'll invert this filter. Okay, now if we debug this, we'll be able to see the parts only below the water. Okay, only below the water. Now if I get in here and I'll give a spatial noise because I don't want the rocky part, like I don't want the stone parts to cover the entire bottom of this I like entire bottom. Okay, so I'll go over there and um, then I'll increase the contrast to 100, transform to 1000, 1000 and 1000. Okay, now if I go over here I can see there are some random noise variations, but Uh, it isn't so good. Okay, so I'll just try playing this value, transform value. I'll use 100 instead. Now, so now you can see it has some nice variations. Okay, now I'm gonna add the rock texture, like rocky materials, the bottom rocks. Okay, so I'm gonna add a density filter. I'm gonna again add another density filter. Okay, I'm going to invert this and add transform points. Okay, after transform points, I will give some like random variations. Okay. Before that, I will add a starting mesh spawner. Okay. For the mesh, I'm gonna use like three. I'm going to use three structures and beach rock formation. Okay. I'm going to use this static mesh. But this, yeah, I'll use. This is too small. Wait, I'll take another one. Where is that? Yeah, beach rocky ground. Okay, I'll use this. Okay, add the static mesh over here. Okay, now if you see over this, okay, it is spawned. Now I'll close this debug. As you can see, it is in a linear pattern. Okay, there's no noise variation. There's no nothing. Okay, it is just placed all these texture objects in a linear pattern. So uh, all these meshes in a linear pattern, and I don't want like this dense, like these big. Okay, these closely populated, these densely populated. So I'll again increase it to 100. Okay, and now if I see, still it is that densely populated, and I will like decrease the points per square meter to 0.01. Okay, we'll use this. As you can see, now the density has like reduced a lot. Okay, but I want the density to be a little higher. Okay, so I'll give 0.05. So the density has like, okay, then the density will come back by a little. Okay, so they are over here, and yeah, now I'm gonna make some variations for this static mesh spawner. So I will just give a scale of 3, 0 to 3. Okay, as you can see, there are a lot of random variations right now. So now I still want to decrease the density. Yeah, the density is a bit high, so I'll give 0.02. Okay, this should be good enough. Okay, yeah, and for the place of spawning, I'm going to give it some variations in the offset. I'm going to give minus 100 to 100. The same over here, minus 100 to 100 or y. So we can see it is placing a little more random instead of a grid-like pattern. Okay. Next, I'm gonna add some more of these rock samples. Okay. I'm gonna add some more of these rock samples. For that, let's go over here and uh, I'll add this. Okay, and I'll add another one. Uh, I'll also add this. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's a little more random variations all over the ground, okay? All over the underwater ground, okay? So now, after creating this, now I'll place some rocks, okay? Uh, okay, for rocks, I will go over here. I'll use this density filter. I'll just use it, okay? So you can see all these spots which have not been covered by the rocky ground taken by the rocks are going to be taken by the rocks. Okay, so I'm going to give this, and now I'm going to add some little variation. I don't want all the rocks to spawn. Okay, so I'm going to give a density noise. uh, don't fear, because density noise will be placed as attribute noise over in this. So if I debug it, as you can see, there are again some random noise variations. Okay, and I'm gonna take another density filter. Okay, I'm gonna take this density filter, place it, hook it up over there, and as I can see, there are some random spots. Okay, these random spots are going to be covered with rocks. Okay, so I'm gonna place another static mesh corner, and in this, I'm gonna place some rocks. For rocks, I'll use Nordic beach rock formation. Yeah, I'll use this for one. And again, as you can see, it's in a linear grid-like pattern. Okay, I don't want that linear grid-like pattern. So what I want to do is give transform points again over here. Okay, the same transform points which I gave over there. Now you can see some random variations in position and size for all these rocks. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add some other rocks, okay? Because the variation to there is no variation, so it doesn't seem natural. So I'm gonna give some rotations to this, okay? It is in the same rotation, so I'm gonna give it 0 to 360-degree angle of rotation for this, okay? Now you can see everything is placed in some random rotation, random position, and random size, okay? The next thing is I'm going to add uh, another static mesh. As you can see in the map, there are some black spots. Uh, it is because of there's no landscape in this, and I have given it RVT, runtime virtual textures, and there is no like landscape material. It is taking this, okay, as there is no landscape runtime vertex texture in this landscape, okay. So it is black in color. I will just add the runtime virtual texture material to this in the later part of this video, or I'll just add it now. I'll just use the same runtime virtual texture which I have created. Wait, where did I use that? We'll, yeah, this one and this one. I'll just add it in the later part of this video, and it is not necessary for this. Okay. This part of the tutorial. I will just teach you about runtime virtual textures in the later part of this video. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, yeah, add some more rocks in this. Okay. So I'm going over there and beach rock formation. Yeah, this I'm gonna use this. Okay, as a second rock. I didn't click it. Yeah, I didn't click it. So this is the second rock. Now you can see there are even further variations. Okay, I'll just turn off the debug. There's even more rock variation. Now I'm gonna add some more rocks. I'm gonna add this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna add every single rock formation that I have. I think I've already added this. I'll add this. As you can see, these rocks over here are way above, okay, the landscape part, the underground part. So I'm gonna add a normal to density. Okay, I'm gonna add density filter. Okay, if I click over this now, I'll debug over this. Okay, you can see there's nothing visible as of right now. Now I'll go in there, go to set density mode, and then I'll decrease the strength. Okay, as I've decreased the strength, okay, everything it only takes the flat part of the landscape. The rest are just completely rejected. So I will hook this up over here. I'll just debug this. So the points are only spawned on the flat part, the landscape, nothing else. Okay. I am just gonna hook this up over there and disable. Now, now as you can see, the rocks are only spawned inside the water. Okay. Now I'm gonna spawn some big rocks. Okay. These rocks are small. Okay. Some big, huge, like cliff-sized rocks. Okay. So they will give us some random, they will give us some effects of big rocks coming out of the landscape. Okay. Coming out of the water. For that, first, I'll just decrease the density filter. I'll just no, not over here. I'll go over here. Okay, or the surface sample. I'll create another one. I'll just decrease the points to even further. If I click it over here, as you can see, there are only limited number of points spawned around. Okay, the points spawned are really limited. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is add all the same parts which I have given over here. Uh, okay, so now if I click over there, wait, there's another part. Like, yeah. If I click over there, only the bottom part is being reflected in our scenery, and now again I'm going to take these two, then I'm gonna paste it over here. Now you can see only the now you can see only the points in the water is being reflected. So now I'm also uh, going to decrease the points further because there won't be a lot of rocks coming out of protruding of the water surface. Okay, there won't be a lot of big rocks. So I'm going over there. Yeah, just in case, I'll just decrease the density even further. I don't want that many rocks coming. Oh, okay, no, 200 is good. Um, I'll add a density filter, a density noise, and another density filter. So the points have reduced even further. Okay, the points have reduced even further, and I'm gonna do the same thing over again. Another attribute noise. Okay, just change the seed. We don't want it to have the same seed as the previous one. And now, if I debug this, as you can see, only limited number of points are available throughout the entire water surface. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is set bounds. Okay, bounds modifier. We'll just give around what play around. I'll just give 10 around all coordinates. So these are the bounds of different rocks, okay? And the next thing is I'm going from the landscape. And now what I'm going to do is push it over here, add a difference node, connect it, set it to binary, just copy this, paste it over here, then copy, just copy this. Okay, now we'll just place a static mesh spawner over here and connect the output of the static mesh spawner over here and here. Okay, now in the static mesh spawner I'll just add this static mesh. Okay, first I'll get in there, add, I'll just add over here, and yeah, as you can see, these giant rocks have been spawned in very limited number of positions. Okay, and there is no overlapping of any rocks over here. The next thing is everything is facing the same direction, so I'm going to add transform points. Well, I'll just modify the bounds modifier again because it will just interfere with the transform points. I'll just it is 10, so I'll just give 0.1 all direction, so it doesn't increase the bounce volume and disturb our pruning. Yeah, but I really don't care about the bounce. It's okay though. I'll just give it transform points, give it random rotation and offset of -100 to 100 in both directions. 100 and the size 1 to 2. If I connect it and look in the landscape, as you can see, the rocks have random rotation and the random size. Okay, they are not the same size, and they every single rock has some random rotations. Okay, and I'm gonna add another rock. Okay, the thing is I'm gonna add another rock, but as you can see, uh, I don't want all these rocks to overlap each other because I don't want to put all these rocks in the same static mesh spawner. I wanted to put place everything in a different static mesh spawner, as I'm gonna spawn some small corals all over this rock mesh using mesh sampler. Okay, and that will disrupt this static mesh spawner. Okay, like mesh sampler. So I'm gonna add a density noise again over here. Just copy this and just place it over here. Okay, now I'll just change it randomly. As you can see, only rocks at certain positions have been spawned. Okay, and I'm just going to invert this. Right now I'll add just two rocks and no thing is I'll add three rocks. Okay, three rocks. Okay, so no, I'll do four. Yeah. Nice and even. Okay, yeah, okay. 0.5 and yeah, 0 to 0.25 is gonna be invert. Okay, and I'll place another static spawner, and for this um, I don't want that. Yeah, I'll use this. Okay, and add a merge point attribute over here, and this over here. Okay. Now, if you look at it, you can see there are some random rocks. Okay, spawn here and there. Okay. This is spawned over there, and this is spawned over there. As you can see, there are much rocks as compared to before, previous time, because as you can see, we have only placed up to 0.5, 0.5 density, uh, and the density goes up to 0.1. Okay, from 0.5 to 0.1, there's nothing being spawned. So I'll create another one. Just give it a density of the upper bound to 0.75 and the lower bound to 0.25. No, zero point 0.5, sorry. Yeah, zero point 0.5. I did away. Add another static spawner. Okay. And yeah, for the static mesh, uh, what I'm gonna get, yeah, I'll see whether I have another. I think this is kind of broken. Or yeah, I don't want this because there's a huge gap on the back of it. Yeah, I'll use this. Why has it spawned? Okay, I will just vary the noise. Still, it doesn't spawn. I'll just vary further. Yeah, now the rock has spawned over here. Yeah, now everything is spawning. Now, but the third rock isn't being spawned. The second one isn't being spawned, so just have minor change. Now everything is being spawned. I'll just decrease its height to my 100. Oh, sorry. And just decrease the transform points bounds to minus 100. So it should have gone a bit under the ground, but still this thing is floating. It's okay. It doesn't affect the scene as much as before. Mm, three rocks is enough right now. I don't want to there is another density point. I'll just create it just in case. I don't want anything to be spawning over there. This is enough in the scene. There are a lot of rocks and the space is a little cramped. Okay, so now what I'm gonna use is a mesh sampler. Okay, I'm gonna create a mesh sampler. I'll just add this mesh over there. If I click debug, okay, you can see the mesh sampler is spawning the points of the static mesh in the origin. Okay, it is in the origin. Okay, but I don't want them these points to be spawned over in the origin, but instead on these meshes. Okay, so I'm gonna give the I'm gonna copy these points over to the location of our mesh. Okay, so I'm going to give a copy points row, and I'm going to take this point and give it to the respective mesh, which is this one. Okay, so now if we go there and look at that particular mesh in the copy point section, you can see the points are being spawned, okay, over there in that only that particular mesh. Okay, not in the origin or not somewhere else. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is duplicate these. Okay, not this one. Okay, and change the mesh accordingly. For this, what is the mesh name? Yeah, I'll just get and get in this and change it. And for this, just click it, get in here and change it. Okay, now I'll just give the locations of these points. If I press copy point, press debug in the copy points, you can see points being spawned on all the giant meshes. Okay, all the huge ones. Okay, and this and this. Okay, and this. Now, for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to combine all the points. Okay, so I'm gonna give and add another merge points. Okay, I'm gonna merge all these points to a same one, and I'm going to debug that, so it'll be easier for us to actually play with these play with the density values. Okay, where to give a uniform density to all these big clips, and rather creating separate ones for everything. Okay, so I'll go over here. I'll just add the same noise density. See, not noise, I'll just use normal to density, and decrease it to zero point 0.5. Okay? And then I'll debug it. You can see most of the points and like only the flat part is being taken. Uh, Only the flat part are being taken, but we don't want that, so I'll go over it and increase it to zero point 0.7 maybe. Some, yeah. Now it is taking some of the sloped path. I will go same over here. Yeah, it is taking some of the sloped path and not the entirely like other parts. Okay, so it's taking some nice points. Okay, now. Now I'll add density filter to remove all those unwanted points. Okay, I just want the points to be spawned over in this particular places. Okay, in these particular points. Okay, and the next thing is I'm gonna add a spatial noise. Okay, to give it some random variations. I'll just delete this and just copy the same spatial noise because it will be somewhat similar. Then rather creating something again from first, we'll just use it. Okay, all the values in the setup are similar. So if I go over there, it has some nice spatial variations. Okay, it has some nice spatial variations over it. And now what I'm gonna do is take density filter. I want corals to be placed on a particular point, and another particular point I want to be placing starfishes over there. Okay, so that is why I'm doing this, and we'll create a transform vector node, transform points node. Yeah, sorry, and yeah, we'll give an offset of minus 10. Oh, sorry, minus 10 to no, no, we'll just leave it 0. Okay, we don't want any offset. We'll just give a random rotation of 360 and size of 3, 1 to 3. Okay, that should be fine. And I'm going to place another static mesh corner over this place. Okay, so if I go over there, 3D, I'll just type coral. By the way, every single asset I am using in this tutorial is Megascans asset. Okay, there are some random color variations which I have created on my own, which I created rather than coming with Megascans. Okay, so it will give us some further variations. Okay, than like the same repetitive color. Okay, for corals, because corals don't usually have the same color. Now, if I go over here and see, there are some corals spawned over the flat part of the meshes. Okay, and the same over here. Now, okay, if I go into the PCG again, I'm going to do the same thing. Copy this, paste it over here, and then I'm gonna add another static mesh corner. In this, I'm gonna add starfish. Okay, I'm gonna add the starfish mesh. We'll go over here to see whether it has spawned any starfish. By the looks of it, I can only see. Yeah, the starfish are small, spawn, but they are like really too small. Okay, so I'm gonna add another difference point because why not? I'll just combine these two. I'll just increase its size from to 5 to 10. Now you'll be able to see bigger starfish. Yeah, the starfish are much bigger right now, and merge these points and provide a pruning node, self pruning. Yeah, I should have given it before the starting response. Sorry, my bad. But still, we can't take like it is not having any effect. So I'm going to instead use a difference node to provide some difference over there. And if you look over there, it is just pointing starfish. Okay, so I don't want these many starfish in the enclosure, so I'm going to give it a value of 0.9, but still it is too many. So what I'm going to do is add another density noise and function. I don't want these many starfish. Yeah, I'll just create a density noise, density filter. Okay, just pull it over here, plug it over here. If I look in over there, we are able to see some coral, but not everything. Just give 0.9 again over here. Yeah. Now the starfish count has been significantly reduced in this case. The same over here. Okay. Yeah. And now what I'm going to do is add some foliage under there. Okay. Foliage in the ground to cover all these bald spots in the landscape. Okay. So just tag this, comment this as coral, star, okay? And let's comment this as mesh sampler, and the bottom part as cliffs, pull it down, and this one as rocky ground, rocks, and this one as rocky ground. Yeah, now if I click over there, as you can see, there are a lot of points, but still not enough to cover as foliage. So I'll give one, okay, which will boost the density up to 10 times, as you can see over here. And if I click over here, sorry, yeah, I can see all the points below the water. Okay, and next what I'm going to do is add some spatial noise over there. Okay, so if I debug this, you can see some random points, but still it is not uh, too good looking. Okay, I'm going to give this 1000 plus, and yeah. Mm, what is happening over here? This is Berlin 2D. Maybe I'll use caustic. Caustic isn't working. Use red loading. Just use plum. Okay. I'll just change the seed. Okay. Aren't there any big variations? Let's try 25 because it should work in most of the cases. But yeah, 25. This is the perfect number. Okay? And see, I'm going to spawn grass on the white part, and the black part I'm just going to leave it black, okay? Because the foliage won't be covering the entire underwater landscape. There will be some bald spots, okay? So I'll just copy this again, paste it, but with a different noise. Okay? So if I look over here, yeah. So in this, I'm gonna add some random variation. In this white part, I'm gonna add in this white part, I'm gonna add a type of one type of foliage. In the other part, I'm gonna add another type of foliage. So it will be pretty useful. Okay? Yeah. Now I just add transform point, and give it some random location and the rotation. For rotation, I'm gonna give 360, and I'll just give minus 3 to 3 the side by side rotation. So if I click it over here, you can see there are some random variations over here. I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here. Static responder. But before that, I want to break all the points. Okay, I don't want all the points to be congested in the same place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add another merge point over here. Take this merge point and I'll just add another merge point. Just duplicate it. Take this output over here, plug it in, plug this in, and yeah, plug this in. So it won't be spawning grass under all those other meshes, okay? And I'm gonna put it over here. I'm just gonna push this and add different node and add this over here, okay? So now if I just hit debug in this, it only spawns meshes where there are no other static meshes spawned, okay? Just the distance difference to binary, so no overlapping. Maybe there can be some overlapping because in some cases there will be overlap, so I'm just going to give this. Mm, and for this, I'll just go over there and do this mega scans, plants, and where is that one? No, not this one. Um, secret, this one. Oh, not this. It's not in fact, yeah, it's mega scans. Sorry, I forgot. Uh, and go over there, three plants. See, yeah, I'll just take some random static measures of CV. Green each colors enough for variation. Uh, yeah, this should do. If I close it and if you are able to see, yeah, it is pointing these, but it is still not clustered together. The density is still a little too low. So what I'm going to do is go over here, surface center, and I'll just make it to 5. So it is even more densely populated, and decrease it to 25, 25, 5, 4. It is densely populated, but not quite yet. So I'll give it 5, 5, 5. Yeah, the density is even higher now. We'll use this density because we don't want to burden the engine too far. So I'll just give it a further random variation of minus 50 to 50. Same over the y-axis minus 50 to 50. Now, if you are able to see, okay, they are clustered together with more random variations. I'll just copy this and delete this one. I'll just transfer it over here, transfer it over here, and add another static response. Okay, and this, and I'll add these. Okay, this, just three is enough. Okay, I think the engine is crashing. Yeah, sorry guys, it actually crashed out again. And now I found the best value for the distance, which is 200. And just copy this distance, okay? I'll keep it in sphere bound and another transform points. I'll just add as a transform, just pause it, add transform point, okay? And stop the debug. For the transform, just delete it and just copy this transform point because that is the same transform points which we used for which we use for the corals on the rock, okay, on mesh. So we'll use the same transform point and we'll add a static mesh spawner, okay. In this, we'll add all those corals. Where is it? It's in Fab, yeah, Fab Megascans 3, and we'll type coral and I'll add one by one everything. Mm, Yeah, I've added all the 5 meshes. Let's see what is going on here. I'll just add a offset, okay, of around what we'll give minus 50 to no minus 75. I'll give minus 75 to 75, and same over here minus 75 minus 75 to 75, and we'll give it some random rotation of minus 2 to 2 minus 2 to 2. Okay. Yeah, if I just save this and generate it, let's see what is going to happen. Okay, yeah, I think I made a mistake. I actually forgot to set the density, so it's going to spawn everywhere. It just spawned it everywhere. I just forgot to set the density and subtract. Okay, I'll just use a density filter. Which one? I need the black one. So I'll just take this, just put it and save it. Now, if I resume the PCG generation, uh, it should spawn everything. I'll just keep the scene unlit so you'll be able to see it better in this, okay? Now, you're able to see the rock, like the corals spawning everywhere around the rocks, okay? And between the grass, everywhere. But still, the distance, I think it is a bit too high for corals. So, well, yeah, it looks nice, but it's okay. The value is fine, okay? And yeah, now we'll add the sea texture, the material of beach. In this, I downloaded from Pixel Megascans. I'll go to Fab. No, it's in Megascans, I think. And sand. Well, I'll just put it over here. Why isn't it dropping? Yeah, yeah. We are nearly done. Just a few more modifications remain. Yeah, sorry guys. It again crashed. Yeah, but fortunately this time I saved everything. Now I'm gonna add some coral to the scenery. So in order to add the coral in the scenery, is I'm just going to take this point, okay, uh, where I wanna add a distance node, and I'll get this point and add it to source. I'll just debug this, okay. I'll just pause it just in case. It leaves me some time headroom for me to save. I'll just add it to the target source. I'll just unpause it. Uh, I'll just execute some PCG task. And if I go over here and visit this landscape, see, now I'm able to see white spots. Oh yeah, I accidentally added over there. I'll just pause it. I'll just break this thing. I will add it before the density filter. Okay, yeah. Now if I save it and unpause it, okay, it will execute. Okay, now everything is black in color. Okay, so everything has the density of 0. Now I'll just play with the distance node. I want to put in the set density parameter. Next, uh, I want it to be around 600 centimeters. Okay, around means 6 meters around the rocks and other stuffs. Okay, I want the coral to be spawning over there. Now if I unpause this and I look over here, it would have. No, wait, it just crashed. Yeah, sorry guys, it actually crashed out again. And now I found the best value for the distance, which is 200. And just copy this distance. Okay, I'll keep it in sphere bound and another transform points. I'll just add as a transform. Just pause it. Add a transform point. Okay, and stop the debug. For the transform, just delete it and just copy this transform point because that is the same transform points which we used for which we use for the corals on the rock, okay, on mesh. So we'll use the same transform point and we'll add a static mesh spawner. Okay, in this we'll add all those corals. Where is it? It's in Fab. Yeah, Fab Megascans 3, and we'll type coral, and I'll add one by one everything. Mm, yep, I've added all the five meshes. And, let's see what is going on here. I'll just add a offset, okay, of around what we'll give minus 50 to no minus 75. I'll give minus 75 to 75, and same over here, minus 75, minus 75 to 75, and we'll give it some random rotation of minus 2 to 2, minus 2 to 2. Okay, yeah. If I just save this and generate it, let's see what is going to happen. Okay, yeah, I think I made a mistake. I actually forgot to set the density, so it's going to spawn everywhere. It just spawned it everywhere. I just forgot to set the density and subtract. Okay, I'll just use a density filter. Which one? I need the black one. So I'll just take this, just put it and save it. Now, if I resume it, resume the PCG generation, uh, it should spawn everything. I'll just keep the scene unlit so you'll be able to see it better in this, okay? Now, you're able to see the rock, like the corals spawning everywhere around the rocks, okay? And between the grass, everywhere. But still, the distance, I think it is a bit too high for corals, so well, yeah, it looks nice, but it's okay. The value is fine. Okay, and yeah, now we'll add the sea texture, the material of beach. In this, I downloaded from Pixel Megascans. I'll go to Fab. No, it's in Megascans, I think. And sand. Where I'll just put it over here. Why isn't it dropping? Yeah. Yeah, we are nearly done. Just a few more modifications remain. Now that we are nearly done with our procedural content generation, uh, let's add some small rocks, okay? Some small rocks, okay? Because the bald spot just looks plain, okay? It doesn't look real. So we'll add some small rocks around them, okay? Uh, and I'll just make a difference node, okay? Even in this coral spot, so it doesn't just spawn coral over the rock. Okay, this is just for optimization. Uh, it looks okay, the corals over the rock, but yeah, well, it is okay. It's kind of nice. Yeah, we'll just leave over there because if it doesn't spawn over there, it might not look that real. So yeah, this looks better than not spawning coral over rocks. Okay. Yeah. The next thing is what I'm going to do is place some small rocks over the ball spot. Okay. I'll just uh, I'll just unpause the PCG and I'll see. what are the points left. Okay, there are a lot of points left. Okay, but I don't need these many points for rocks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put some random attribute noise, and I'll just make a difference of the coral. Okay, because I don't want rocks to be okay. Rocks shall spawn. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to pause it again, and get a transform point, and paste it over here, the same one as the coral. And now this is the same one as the flowers. I don't want that. I'll just take the ones as the coral. Okay, I'll just put another static mesh spawner, add some four. Okay, I'll just add some of these rocks, but before that I'll just add another density filter. I'll just move these somewhere. uh, I'll just move these up somewhere here. Okay, uh, before this I'll just add another density noise and density filter. I'll just put it over here. And if I stop this debug and then no, yeah, I'll just put it over here and then save it and unpause the regeneration. So we'll see what it looks like. Or it did crash. Yeah, it did crash. No, it didn't crash. I don't know whether it is crashing or not. Yeah, it did. So yeah, I was playing with the values, and the value which I found the best was 0.5 to 0.6 for the density. Okay, and for size 1 to 1.1. Okay, and I spawned all the static meshes for some small pebbles around the ocean. Okay, ocean floor, and this is the result of how our ocean floor looks. Okay, it is slightly more optimized than the one you saw in our tutorial, like in the trailer cinematic. Okay, now this rock is slightly misaligned. Okay, so I will try to change the alignment of that rock. Okay, one second. Yeah, are you able to see this? Yeah. Yes. I'll just change the alignment of that. Okay, just get into there and pause it so that it doesn't crash out again. Uh, I think this is that particular rock. Yeah, this is that particular rock. So I'm gonna add a transform function, transform point, and I'll just decrease its location to 300. So it'll just go a bit down, so you won't be able to see the bottom of it. I'll save it and I'll just unpause it. So if we go in here, this minus 300. So yeah, I just gave plus 300. It's minus 300. It's supposed to be minus 300. But yeah, I'll save this and I'll unpause the regeneration. So we'll just go a bit down. Yeah, this is guys. So yeah, well, I just need to go a bit further. Still able to see some. So I'll give minus 320, minus 320. Just unpause it. I'll just give 350. Yeah, that should be good. 340. Yeah. Now, yeah, that is fine. Yeah. Now the ocean part is done. Okay. The next video, I will teach you how to make the above land. Okay. The top part, which is the island part, the same PCG. Okay. So if you just drop this PCG on your landscape, it'll just automatically detect whether the land there's water or something else based on the landscape's height. Okay. Yeah. We'll meet in the next video, guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.